Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today. We got some new features coming to Roku players and Roku television, so we'll tell you some of the stuff we found in Roku OS 13 that's currently being beta tested with developers. Elon Musk reportedly wants to take on YouTube with X, and we'll be soon launching new apps on television and other devices to be able to let you watch X videos on your television in an effort to take on YouTube and offer a real competition to it. We'll tell you what's happening there. And Apple TV Plus may have a new cheaper ad support option coming soon. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in a quick moment. If you're new here though, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. If you want to find out more about everything I'm about to talk about, I will put links to it all in the show notes and in the first pinned comment down below. With that said, let's dive into it and take a look at what's happening this today. All right, Roku OS 13, which is the new version of Roku expected to hit Roku players sometime this spring. It has been in beta testing now for a little over a month with developers, and according to several developers out there, some of the new features include the ability to turn off autoplay across all apps with a single click. Now, autoplay is great and allows you to just keep watching. Some people don't like it. One thing may be data caps. If you fall asleep and your Roku just plays 3 hours of content before it stops itself, well, then that could burn a lot of data if you do that every night against a data cap you may be experiencing. Roku reportedly is now setting a new feature that developers can opt into, where if in the settings on your Roku you turn off autoplay, Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube, and other apps will automatically disable your autoplay across other features. We are also seeing some other things come out with picture quality being a big one on Roku TVs. Better to auto adjust the picture quality of your TV based on what you're watching. If it detects you're watching sports, it will set your TV automatically to sports mode. If you're watching movies, it will set to movies mode, and the like automatically based on the content you're watching. Now, it is believed from the way this beta works that you'll be able to opt out of that if you do not like that feature. If you're somebody who always wants to be in sports mode or always wants to be in movie mode, even if you're watching sports. Now, Roku TVs have done this for a while with their game mode on some Roku TV models, where if it detects you're streaming from a PlayStation, Xbox, and the like, it will switch you over to a gaming mode to offer the best gaming experience with it. So not necessarily new. Roku OS 13 has been in beta testing for developers only. No public beta currently available. Roku typically doesn't do public betas, but it's expected to hit Roku players and Roku television sometime in the spring. Though that's always subject. If the beta test goes to change, beta test goes well, they could move that up. If they run into some bugs or issues, they could delay that maybe even to the summer of 2024. We'll keep a close eye on it, but let me know, what main changes would you like Roku to make in the Roku OS 13? What would you like to see there? Is there any particular features or changes you would like to make? Leave me a comment. Let me know. That's my question of the day. All right, Elon Musk, according to a report from the New York Post, is looking at launching an app on smart TVs and streaming players that will allow you to watch videos from X on your television. Not necessarily new. I was actually thinking about this. If you go here, you see I have an old Twitter app. Twitter used to do this on multiple devices, including Roku. About 5 years ago, they were heavily pushing into video, and then it suddenly stopped. They had partnerships to give exclusive access to some videos and content from places like the PGA. Well, that just never worked out. They never drew enough traction from there, and now they're launching their own version here once again on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and others, according to reports. Will this have more luck than the last one where they kind of walked away and abandoned it? We'll have to wait and see. But there's been a lot of pushing over the years for the companies out there to find a competitor that can really take on the juggernaut that is YouTube. YouTube is dominating not just this kind of video, but just video streaming in general is heavily dominated by YouTube. There's been multiple and some fairly successful competitors come up over the years, but no one's quite been that successful as YouTube has, or anywhere near it. Now, we've seen Mr. Beast and others start testing out the platform, putting their content on there. X does have a revenue sharing deal for videos by invite only. Only a very small number of channels have access to it. But according to Mr. Beast, he reposted a video called $1 car versus $100 million car, and it brought in $250,000 in revenue with that. So it's quite an accomplishment there. If I remember that number right, I believe it was $250,000 in revenue off of that. Yes, 250. Now, Mr. Beast did say he believes that may be a little distorted because advertisers specifically targeted his video to driving up its ad revenue, but it is a good sign that there is some room for competition there. So let me know, would you watch videos from X? Or are you just going to stick here on YouTube? Leave me a comment, let me know. If you're an Apple TV Plus customer, or you've been thinking about getting it, but the price has been kind of weighing on you, Apple apparently has heard you. According to a report from Business Insider, Apple has hired NBC's former ad executive, who will now lead the effort at Apple TV Plus to bring ads to Apple TV Plus to offer a cheaper ad-supported version of Apple TV Plus. We'll have to keep a very close eye on this, but we've seen this many times. A growing number of Americans are happily paying for ads in order to get away from high costs. Now, there's a couple of different situations I find. Sometimes it's that second service where you just want to watch 1 or 2 shows. You don't care about ads in those 1 or 2 shows. When that season's over, you're canceling it. Some people, period, don't care about ads. Question for you. If you save money, are you willing to pay a cheaper price and watch ads? Or do you happily pay for ad-free? There's a few. Disney Plus for my kids, I pay for ad-free because when my children are watching Disney content, I don't want them being bombarded with ads. Hulu, though, we watch ads. It's not a big deal on our part. We don't really mind it that much. Like I said, it's a case-by-case basis here. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do ads bother you? Now, Apple TV Plus has also addressed one of their main complaints. That's been limited catalog of content. They recently added 50 movies from other studios, including Zoolander and Mad Max Fury Road, just to name a few. 50 is not a lot, but it's the first major addition of content from outside its catalog that's either purchased or made itself. So keep a close eye on that. Let me know about what your thoughts are on ads on a streaming service. All right, last week we learned that Roku TV will be rebranding or refocusing into a sports network. It's not necessarily a rebrand because the name is staying the same, but the content in the channel will be switching over to sports related, including alternate feeds of sports programs from TBS and TNT, documentaries, evening sports programs, and others, turning Roku TV into mostly a sports network. Impractical Joker content's moving to TBS with this deal, and it's a major change. So what other networks? Earlier this year, we posted networks we thought were most likely to shut down or be in 2024. But let's take a look at the 6 networks we think are most likely to shut down or be rebranded this year, similar to what TNT did, or what Warner Bros. Discovery did to Roku TV, excuse me. And we have a full list, but a few here right off the bat. Universal Kids saw its viewership absolutely plummet 9%. FXX also saw its viewership drop 17%, the alternate version of FX. I predict those are 2 of the main ones most likely to be either rebranded or completely shut down this year. When I say rebranded, that could be a refocus, new name. We'll have to wait and see. But I have 4 other channels I believe that are very likely to be rebranded or shut down this year. Link in the show notes. But leave me a comment. What networks do you think are most likely to shut down or rebrand? I think that's going to become more and more common as increasingly a lot of these TV networks are turning into the so-called zombie networks. They're not really showing any new content. They're just re-airing older reruns, something Disney Plus, Max, Paramount Plus, and others can do without the need of the network. Leave me a comment, let me know. And we have a bunch of posts on the website. I'll put a link to them all down below, but we have what's new this week on Hulu, Netflix, and Max, to name a few. If you're looking for something new to watch, you have these services and you want to see what's being posted this week, check out the show notes down below for a link to each post. All right, let's get into the question of the day. Every day at the end of one of these videos, I try to answer 1 or 2 questions here or in the comments. If you have a question for me, do me a favor, start off with something like a question for Luke, so I can answer it here, or I'll answer it in the comments if I think that's a better place to do it. Today's question is, why is sports one of the few things people are still watching? And that's a great question. We saw Roku TV, we just talked a little bit about it, switch from a reality network full of World's Dumbest and Impractical Jokers and other similar content to a majority sports-focused network. But why? Why do that? Well, we already talked about the fact that most of the top 100 programs on television are now sports programs, of the most watched ones. There are a few others, but a vast majority of them are sports programs with the NFL dominating it. But that's not the only reason. The other reason is advertising on sports is a lot higher than other places. Reason being, even in prime time nowadays on big four networks like ABC, NBC, Fox, and CBS, people are DVRing it, watching it later, and fast forwarding through commercials. Putting it on sports is stuff that people are much more likely to watch live. And because they're watching it live, they're much more likely to sit through the commercials than people who DVR it and watch it later. Yeah, they could channel surf, but you'd be amazed how little that actually can happen for some sporting events. And because of that, sporting events advertising revenue is far better than many other programs, especially reruns or even new major television programs. People are increasingly turning to things like Disney Plus, Hulu, Max, Paramount Plus, and others to watch them, or they're DVRing it and fast forwarding through the commercials. So you cannot underestimate the fact that this is a play for more valuable ad dollars to help offset the number of people who are canceling cable television, meaning less revenue from a retransmission fees from cable networks. That's my coverage for the day. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. And if you like what we do, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know. Until next time, take care, be safe. I'll be back again real soon.